So hope everyone has done the lab session yesterday. So you have understood about the content delivery and as well as load balancers. So do you have any queries in load balancer? As I receive a query from Wahid to provide a present means lab document. So as you are missing some steps to do it. So if you are facing any difficulties, let me know. If you are facing any challenges, let me know. So, but I strongly suggest all of you to do the lab in multiple ways. I am teaching you in only a single way, but yeah, as per your environment, as per your understanding, try to do it on a multiple way, multiple fronts. Like till now, what we did is till now we have created storage accounts, we have created a snapshots, we have created added the volumes, we have we have moved the volumes to one region to another region, and we have also worked on load balancers, we have worked on road 53. So you club all these things in a one go and create an environment for you. So assume an environment like this should be my server, this should be my application, and this is a access type, how I can access this, and create some challenges for your own self, for your own, and try to troubleshoot it. So that will be a best way for practicing. So just create some sessions by your own. So you can also find the sessions in your Google also. So if you want, you can get the live sessions in your Google. So from there also you can do it some labs. So I recommend you everyone, and I strongly suggest everyone to do as much as lab is possible to you. Why? Because so listening the class today and doing the lab tomorrow, and after that you are going to listen another class. So definitely you are going to miss the class of you are going to forget the topic which we have done in a lab session yesterday. So that's the reason. So if you do the regular practice of a lab by one session, then definitely you won't be able to forget these sessions. So just like creating a lambda, we have created some functions through a lambda. So try to create some another lambda function and try to do it. So like we have created is starting and stopping the function. So like that, in the way you create some different functions also. So like that you can explore more things and you can learn more things. Yeah. Walaikum salam. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about the load balancers, how the load balancers work. So what is the advantage of classic load balancer and application load balancer? Nowadays we are not using a classic load balancer. So today I am going to show you about the application load balancer, and parallelly I am also going to show you about an auto scaling part. So where so quickly present my screen. Okay. So today we will be discussing about an load balancer of an application load balancer. So as I said, as if I go my so as I said, the application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer. you register the targets in a target groups, and the routing traffic will be routed through a listener rule. So there should be a rule and there should be a target group for application load balancer, but whereas for the classic load balancer, you does not require any rules. So what we will do is we will take the yesterday's servers only. I have not terminated the servers, just I have stopped the servers. Okay. So what we will do, we will take the same test servers in today's session. So go for okay. So I will start this EC2 instance. I will start this too. These are in initializing stage. Okay. Now let's go to our load balancers. I can see there is one load balancer is already available. I will remove this. So I will delete the load balancer. Okay, confirm. Delete. So currently I don't have any load balancer. Okay. So here first we need to specify first before creating an application load balancer, I need to create my scope or I need to create my target group first. So that's the reason I will go and create a target group. Under the load balancer, you have a target group option. Go for target group and say create a target group. So here you can see you have a different types of target groups. So if you want to create a target group for an instance or for a particular IP address, then you need to specify the IP address of a particular website, or you can create the target group for your Lambda function. Okay, and you can also create an application load balancer, so which specifies your protocol, and based upon that, application load balancer offers a flexible network load balancer to accept a route traffic between your request within the specific VPC. Okay, so there are four options. Instance, either you can select the instance support the load balancing, or IP address supports the load balancing to a VPC on-prem resources, or you can also use your Lambda functions as a target group. So what will happen if you are using a Lambda functions as a target group is nothing but whenever the load balancer starts balancing the load, it will redirect to your particular functions or particular target group functions. So based upon that, you are again specifying your Lambda function at your Lambda console, where you will be attaching this load balancer to your Lambda function. So based upon that, it will start working. So I will not go in some complication steps. So I will do a simple steps to understand you. So that's the reason I will choose an instance first. So then go first choose an instance, and here select the target, write the target group name. So I will be specifying web servers. Okay, I am specifying a web server hyphen group 01. So I am specifying a web server group 1, and here I need to specify the protocol. There in at the time of EC2 instance creation, we have selected the security group and we have specified our security group as our security group as our protocol. So here I have selecting here itself, it's a HTTP protocol. This is nothing but a rule I am creating. So I am creating a rule. This is a first I have selected an instance, and the second I have selecting a rule protocol for the load balancer to target and communicate can be modified after creation. You can modify it after creation, and IP address, which what are the IP address, and here what are the default HTTP means default VPC I am selecting it. I don't have multiple VPCs, so I am selecting a default VPC, and here protocol version is HTTP 1, so which supports your target using HTTP1 and supports your protocol. So let us select the HTTP1 only. And next, health checks. So health checks protocol is HTTP, and here health checks path is nothing but index.html. So what this will do is nothing but this will checks your health with your website, whether it will check whether your website is healthy or not. So you can change the threshold time also. It's 5, and unhealthy threshold you can give it as 5 here also. Okay, you can change it to 10. So timeout 5 seconds or whatever it may be. So you can specify the default is nothing but 5 and 2. Unhealthy is 2 and healthy is 5. So this is, I will keep it as a default here, and default health checks. And here nothing is to be done here. Just I have created an security group and specifying the group details. So by using a basic configuration, I have selected the EC2 instance, and I have mentioned the target group name, and I have mentioned a protocol, and which type of protocol need to be worked, and on which VPC it need to be worked. So then next, I have created a next option. So here available instance, then I need to add my EC2 instance here. As I see, there are two EC2 instances running on my network. So I will be adding my two EC2 instance. So here ports for a selected instance, the ports for the root traffic to the selected instance is 80. So these are my two EC2 instance which I have created, and review target. So nothing is there. So just include the you need to mention that the port 80 should be enabled as we are using an HTTP, my HTTP ELB security group where where the 80 port 80 is already available or already registered. So I will stay as create a target group. So registration pending targets only. Registration pending targets only. We notice that we have some selections that we have not included as a pending. Okay, we will do it register later. Okay. So here you need to register the targets. So here you have target group is created. If you can go and see your target group, you could not find any targets, means any of the EC2 instance. So you need to register the target. Include as pending below. So you need to add this all the targets. So these two targets are registered. So register pending targets. So now I need to register my targets. Once I register the targets, it will be get reflecting in my target area. So previously it was not reflecting. So it's nothing but only adding is not sufficient. You also need to register the target. So it's showing me as unusable. So still my load balancer is not configured. So it's showing as unusable. Let us see after creating an load balancer, do we face any issues or challenges? So this target is not associated with any of the load balancers, just we have created our target group. That's why it's saying as no association. So we have not associated any targets or any this group with any load balancer. Just go for load balancer now and say create a load balancer. We will going with an application load balancer now. So say create an application load balancer. So ALB hyphen, or I can use ALB hyphen demo. Okay. So I will be using an internet facing and IPv4 I am using a default VPC. Okay. And the zone I need to select is yes, East 1C. Why? Because my available targets are available in this zone only. Parallelly, I will select another two availability zones. Totally three availability zones I have selected it. And by using a default VPC, I am creating a default VPC. Okay. Here I used to select the security group also. That is my HTTP security group. Everything you need to do the same as we have done in your classic load balancer. So listener root is nothing but HTTP, and here it asking you to choose the target group. So these requests need to be forwarded to which target group. So you need to specify the target group here. So now you have associated your target group with a protocol called as HTTP. Okay, and this is called as listener and routing. So you can see as a listener, and in a listener we have given the target group as web server. We will keep other things as a by default. Okay. So let us say create load balancer. Here you can see my load balancer is created. There is nothing but application load balancer is created. Okay, and here you can see listeners and rules. So in a listeners and rules, it's mentioned as HTTP port 08, port 80, and forward to target group. This is a target group and 100%. And you have one rule created. So if you click on the rule is nothing but when a request comes. So it's a default rule. So if no other rule applies, condition is we have not kept any condition. We have kept as a default. So it will be forward to the target group. So my listener resources are mapped. What are the resources which has been mapped? Here you can use an HTTP one rule, which will be targeting to your forward to target group. That is nothing but your rule, and the target group is nothing but your web server 01. You can see your web server 01 have two EC2 instance. You can see the two EC2 instance are in progress. Refresh this. Okay. So next go for security. You can see there are two security groups has been configured. So status is still in a provisioning stage. It's not in active stage till now. So let us wait for some more time. Okay. Yeah. Now it is active stage. See, go for resource map right now. So now it is showing as two checks has been performed and both are in healthy stage. Okay. Both are in healthy stage. Now for load balancers, load balancer is active. And parallelly, if you want to identify, go for target groups. You click on this target group and click on targets. Now it is showing as healthy. Previously, it was shown as unusable. Why? Because my load balancers was not associated with any of them. So now it is showing me as total 2 targets, and 2 targets are in healthy stage. Okay. So just refresh. There should be a load balancer associated. Yeah. See, load balancer is ALB demo is associated with this target group. So ALB demo is associated, and you have a default VPC. Okay. Now how to test? How to test whether your load balancer is working or not? So go for load balancer. Click here ALB demo. Copy this your DNS name and so now it should work with your right. So connection to your web server 2. Just refresh the same. So it went to server 1 and it is between server 1 and server 2. I have 2 servers, so that's the reason it is reflecting in a server 1 and server 2. You can add multiple EC2 instances to this application load balancer. So what we will do is we will create one more EC2 instance saying as web server 3, and we will add that EC2 instance to this load balancer. Okay. For EC2 instance, launch EC2. Web server 03. So I'll be selecting as security group. HTTP. Okay, go for advanced. Just copy and paste. So here instead of server 2, I will do some changes during the script. Something different. One more thing here. So here previously what happened, if you can see the instance web server 1 instance type is T3 micro. So what I will do, I will try to use T3 small, some other different instance type, and I will also try to use some different operating system here. Okay. We will attach that. I will use an let's use an Linux. So here T3 micro instead of T3 micro, I will use T3 small. I will use some different script. Say launch the EC2 instance. Let us see my EC2 instance has been ready or not. Still in initializing stage. Web server 03 is ready now. Let us check whether he can able to access the site. Yes, welcome to AWS network. Web server IP. See this website is giving some different content. Now let's add this server to my load balancer. So directly I can't add my server to load balancer. Just I need to add this server to my target group. Go for target group here. Register the targets. So you have 3 available instance, EC2 instance. I will be selecting as web server 03, include as pending below. So I will be add this. So here I have only 2 servers which has been registered. So when I add this, it will be adding another EC2 server. So register pending targets. So this server 3 is getting initialized. Now it's got healthy. Okay. You can see you have total target groups are 3. So you try to refresh the same site here. See, now it has been reached to your server 3. So like this, you can add multiple EC2 instances to your target group. And here, these instance, I have selected some different instance. So previously it was in T3 micro and instance type, and here I have selected T3 small. So just I want to show you some differences over here. Like if you have any other different instance types also, that can be added as in your target groups. So multiple EC2 instance types can be added as a target group. But once you come to the another scenario, so here we are specifying our target groups. Okay. Based upon the target groups, our traffic is redirecting. So after this, I want to show you about an auto scaling, where in an auto scaling part, we are not going to define any instance type. So instance type will be selected by default. Only one instance type we need to define, and the another EC2 instances will be get created with the same instance type. So they will not give you an option to change the instance type. Like if I am having I want to keep 5 servers in a one group, and with 5 different instance types, it's not possible. When you go for auto scaling, auto scaling has a same instance type, for which we used to use a template which is called as EC2 template. Okay, I think you are aware about EC2 templates, right? Hope. Yes or no? In our previous classes, we have created the templates. Right. Thank you, Vahid. Template is nothing but just as a copy and image. So here we have created 3 EC2 instances. and we have created one load balancer. Okay. So I will use the same load balancer for my auto scaling group also. Okay, let us see how it works. Okay. Whether it will take, or do I need to create a different application load balancer? Let us see that. Okay. Auto scaling. So auto scaling is a service that does not require any type of manual intervention. It will automatically scales the application down and up by depending upon the incoming traffic. So depending upon your incoming traffic, these auto scaling works. So auto scaling is depends upon multiple ways. Like you can also create the rules for your auto scaling process, and that is depends upon your incoming traffic. So incoming traffic may be your web application, or maybe your user interaction or user access. So the scaling can be possible based upon your load. If your load on your server is high, then automatically it will scale your server, which is called as horizontal scaling. And we have a two types of scaling, which is called as horizontal scaling, and another is vertical scaling. So what do you mean by horizontal scaling and what do you mean by vertical scaling? So that we will discuss about how the horizontal scaling works and how the vertical scaling will work. So let us see that in a live session. So what is horizontal and what is vertical? So but auto scaling the resource. So the pricing, as per the pricing calculation, so AWS will charge only for the resource which has been utilized, as this is an pay as you go module. So this will be getting charged only based upon your utilization, not on for your entire month. So here auto scaling will be performed based upon an auto scaling group. First you need to create an auto scaling group with a maximum size. So what would be your maximum size? Say let us say my maximum size is 13 vCenters or 13 instances. And what is a desired capacity and what is a minimum size? So if I say minimum, at least I need a one server to be run at least, and desired capacity is my, for example, desired capacity is 3. So at least every time we have a 3 servers need to be run, and maximum capacity is up to 6 servers. So it means that my load, once the load is getting increased up to 6 servers, it can maximize. And minimize size is nothing but it can be minimized up to 3 servers. So if I say maximize up to 6 and minimize up to 3, and desired capacity is 1, at least one server should be running. And if I want to go with the if my load is getting increased, and my servers also need to be get increased up to 3 servers need to be get increased, another 3 servers need to be get increased, that is called as a maximum of 6 and minimum of 3. So desired capacity I can use one or two if you have no loads. Okay. Auto scaling will work on minimize and maximize sizing. Okay. Let us go for auto scaling group. In a EC2 console itself, if you can come down, you can see an auto scaling group option is available. So here create an auto scaling group. So here I will be creating an auto scaling group. I demo hyphen auto scaling. See, here you are asking you to create the template. What is a template? So what can anyone answer what is a template? Yeah, sure. I will share the EC2 instance script. Just a minute. It is also available in your content folder where I have already shared the script, but here sharing here will be something different. So you will face some difficulty if you can do copy paste here. So it's already available in your material folder from where you can get the instance script, EC2 instance script. Okay. So my question is, can anyone tell me what is an template and what is the use of a template? We have already discussed that. So can anyone? AMI, okay. Copy of EC2, which configuration or image of EC2, correct? Yes. Yes. Template is nothing but an image. You can also create the new template based upon your configuration, or you can also, right, it's a predefined image. Hello. Okay. So first, before creating a auto scaling, you need to create a template. I am making a duplicate window here. Here you can see launch templates. So I will be creating a template over here. Create a launch template. I am saying as template demo. Let us take my template 01. Okay. So description, you can give your description, anything you can describe. Okay. So here, do not include in launch template, recently launched, currently in use. So I will be using a quick start here. And I'm selecting my Amazon Linux server. Amazon Linux. So here I have mentioned by default it has been taken as my machine. So here instance type do not include my in a launch template. I am selecting here an instance type as T3 small. So I will be selecting my instance type. You can select any instance type based upon your requirement. So let us take, if I take C7FX slash, so it will be charged based upon this. So okay, so let us take this only. In a security group, you need to select a default security group. default security group need to be applied, and keep rest everything same. Everything will not get changed. Here I am using a script. So everything I am keeping it as it is. So I am not changing any network. I am not giving any subnets, any availability zones. So do not include in a launch templates. I am not including it. So in a key pair also, I am not including anything. So I am giving it as a default. So just I am selecting my AMI image or machine type and my operating system and instance type. That's what. That's it. I am selecting it in my template. Okay. Now my template is ready. From this template, you can launch an EC2 instance, or you can move this template by taking the snapshot of this template, and you can move. My template is ready. Okay. Now come to auto scaling group. Just refresh here. So you can see my template 01, default version and AMI ID and template details and security group and instance type is getting selected here. So this is what I have specified in my template. So everything came by default here. So I have not specified any storage group. So the storage groups are not reflecting here. It will take my default storage group, that is one storage group. So select next. Here it will choose my and VPCs. So the next step is instance type requirement. It's done. So next is our network requirement. So choose the options. So here I will be selecting in multiple availability zones. Let us take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will select all the 6 availability zones, saying that my instance should be available from any of the availability zone. So balanced best effort. If launches fails in one availability zone, auto scaling will attempt to launch in another healthy available zone. So if you have any availability zone issue also, then it will be launch in another available zone. If launch fails in one availability zone, auto scaling will continue to attempt to launch in the unhealthy availability zone to preserve the balance distribution. So it will be balancing only, but it is balanced plus best efforts. So it will try for another. Okay, one of the EC2, one of the instance type is not available in one availability zone. Which one is? It is available in D and A. So let us see. D In E, it's not available. A, B, C. Yeah, C is also available. Means, see, if I select E, it's saying me that your requested instance type C7I flex.large is not available. So in my availability zone called as F or something like, okay, let me see here. Yeah, in E it's not available. Just I will remove this E. So my error message went off. So it's available in my 4 availability zones. Okay, I will keep this 4 availability zones. Okay, then next, right here you will giving an option to select your load balancer. So here I can do my auto scaling without load balancer also, but I want to use my existing load balancer, attach an existing load balancer. Okay. So you can see here, choose from your load balancer target group or choose from your classic load balancer. Which load balancer you want to use? So if I use a web server group 01, then how many targets I have? I will have only 3 targets. Okay. Choose for a classic load balancer. I don't have any classic load balancer. If I choose a load balancer from an existing, attach an existing load balancer, so it will be asking me to choose for any target groups. So if I select this target group, automatically I have only 3 EC2 instance. Okay. So I will not do this one. So what I will do, attach a new load balancer. So I will be creating a new load balancer, that is an application load balancer, and load balancer name is demo auto scaling 1, that is an internal, and VPC. So I am using a new load balancer. The protocol is HTTP. Okay. You can also use a network load balancer, but here in this case I am using my application load balancer because I want to run my application here. So here I have no target group selected. So default routing forward to, okay, here you need to select a, create a target group. So automatically if I select a target group, automatically demo auto scaling 1 target group is created. Okay. The next, see, now you got a desired capacity and scaling. So in a scaling desired capacity, I will give it as at least 2 servers, and minimum desired capacity will be with my 1, and maximum desired capacity will be 4. So here currently I am not providing any scaling policies. I am going to create another auto scaling group where I will create an scaling policy also. Okay. But here I am not designing or I am not creating any scaling policy, as I am using my web server. This is only dedicated to my web application. So here by using this scaling policy also you can scale your resources, that we will see next demo. So next we will going to create another auto scaling group with a scaling policies. So here this demo is we are not creating anything on your scaling policy. So I am keeping as no policy. Instance maintenance policies will be no, and additional capability settings by default. Say next. So notifications, I don't want to add any notifications. Okay, add tags, say next. So review your details and say create auto scaling group. Auto scaling group name is, I need to change my group name. I'm facing some error. So I'm checking navigate to EC2 auto scaling. There is a space. I have some space at the end of the name, so that's the reason it's not getting created. My auto scaling group is created. Demo auto scaling, one template, two EC2 instance. That is what my desired capacity. Minimum 2 and maximum 4. So if you click here, you can see the instance types. Go for instance management. You have two EC2 instances in your service and it's showing as healthy. Okay. So it will display my activities which has been performed, integrations. So load balancers is integrated. So how you want to access this server is by using a load balancer. Go for your load balancer. Here you have one more load balancer is getting activated. Let's wait for some time. That is also an application load balancer. Yes. Demo auto scaling target group. In this, there are two servers, two EC2. Copy this one. It's selected as internal. That's the reason why we are not able to access the site from internet. See, we are not able to access the site from internet. Why? Because this has been selected as internal. So by default, it went to an internal load balancer. You can see this. Create auto scaling group. See, attach a new load balancer. Once we click here, it's showing us internal. We have not changed this to internet facing. It should be an internet facing. So we have selected this as an internal. So that's the reason why we are not able to access this site. Okay. Let us see, can we do it or not? Not sure. We cannot change that. Not sure. Let me check that. Okay, now we cannot change it. I think it is an internal load balancer. It has created an internal load balancer. Plus C7 I flex slash and C7 I flex slash. So you have two EC2 instances has been created here, which shows in your running mode. And if you increase the load on this CPU, if you increase the load, automatically you will have one more CPU will get increased. That we will see right now in our lab. So before that, I want to show you that auto scaling group is nothing but we have created an auto scaling group by using one of the template. So we will create another template and we will create another auto scaling group. So by using one template, we have created it and we have attached minimum. Maximum. This is my application load balancer into my security group. Okay. So in this way, we have created once the user traffic, once the user comes, user traffic comes to my load balancer by using an URL, which is called as internet facing URL. And this load balancer will distribute the traffic by using an target group. This is my target group. So that is called as my minimum capacity. So by using an target group, if automatically that if my load or if my automatically if my load got increased on these two servers, as these servers are into an auto scaling group scope, so automatically so my servers will get and another EC2 instance will be get shifted or another it is EC2 instance will be get ready and the load will be shifted over here. So here the functionality of load balancer here is nothing but it balance your load application on based upon your target groups. So now what happened, automatically one another EC2 instance from this menu, it will join. Now I will have three EC2 instances in one target group. Automatically my target group will get increased and my EC2 instance will also will added, means another EC2 instance will get added. So if I say my load is again got increased, okay, if my load is again got increased, then the another fourth instance will also be added to my target group. So it means that my application load balancer only knows about the target group. He does not recognize how many EC2 instances are there or not. If the target group contains 3 servers, then it distributes the load to 3 servers. If the target group contains 4 servers, then the load will be get distributed to 4 servers. So like this, once the user request increases, so if the load got decreases from on my application load balancer, if my server, one of the server will feel as a empty, automatically what will happen, auto scaling will decrease my servers from minimum to some maximum to minimum. Okay, so minimum to maximum, maximum to minimum will be performed by auto scaling tech or auto scaling group, and loads will be balanced in an application load balancer, that is from a user end. Okay, is it clear with everyone? Any response? So that I can start my another session. Okay. Thanks, Wahid. Now we have
Sir, I understand that for making auto scaling active, one thing is that all the instance, the instance EC2 should be in a single instant type.
yes, yes.
Otherwise, it will not support that one.
Yeah, it will not support that. So multiple, if you have multiple EC2 instance type, then you can use a application load balancer only.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you need to do it. That is called as manual. So manually you are going to create an EC2 instance and you are going to add into your target groups. That you are going to do in a manual way. So automation, if you want to go with the automation, then if you want to go with the automatic scaling, automatically the EC2 instances will get increased or EC2 instance will get decreased based upon your cost availability. See here, if you go for auto scaling, your cost will be minimized. But if you go for only load balancer and if you can add the target servers into the EC2 instance, means your server is getting charged, right? So your EC2 instance is getting charged. But here in your auto scaling group, what happened? The advantage is only when the service is getting increased, automatically your EC2 instance is getting increased, and you will be get charged only for the time of your high load. So apart from that, means if the load gets down, then automatically your EC2 instance will get terminated. So that by that will be taken care by auto scaling. You need not to do anything. But when you comes for the load balancer, if you are configuring only particular one load balancer and you are using a target group for that, then at that point my load balancer, for which I need to create a multiple EC2 instance with the different types, and that need to be added. And if it is not required, then I need to go it and delete it manually. I need to deregister it manually. That's a manual task where I need to add into a target groups. But here in auto scaling, so it will be do it in an automatic way. That is only the major differences.
Okay. And in that case, the template is helping to create the instances according to the traffic.
Instance.
Great, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Farid. So now what we will do is our scenario. Now what we will do, so we will create a policy and say that if my CPU utilization right now, what we did, we used our application load balancer and we try to access our what do you say web browser, and we try to increase our we need to balance our by using an application load balancer. We are trying to access our website, but unfortunately we have created an internal website, so that's the reason that cannot be accessed on a internet, so we cannot test that. So but in an internal we can test that. Okay. Now what we will do is I will create a Windows server and I will create a policy saying as I will be say as like policy for if my memory or CPU is getting increased than 50 to 60%, automatically you scale up the process or scale up the EC2 instance. That we will see in a live. Before that, we need to we can delete that or we can keep that also. Keep the previous auto scaling servers. We will do that in a one more session. Go for templates, launch templates. Create a launch template. My template 02. Go for Windows. Let us keep this operating system only 2025. I'm adding T3 small. We're adding one key pair also for this. My key win. Okay. Security group is a default. Default have only SSH rule. So I will add another rule here. That is called as RDP. I've added this rule 1CD3. So I'm using the same template. Now come for auto scaling. Template is launched. Create an auto scaling group. Demo scaling 02. So I am selecting my template 02. Next. Availability zone 1, 2, 3. A and D, I have selected two availability zones. Next. So here I'm not using any load balancers. Okay. Load balancer, I'm not using any load balancer over here. Just I want to test an auto scaling functionality. So that's the reason I'm not using any load balancer. Next. So desired capacity will be 2. Minimum capacity will be 2. And maximum capacity will be 4. So now this is you need to concentrate on this part. So target tracking scaling policy, you need to specify this. So here scaling policy name CPU underscore utilization. So average CPU go for 60%. This is my condition. So if my CPU percentage or CPU memory is more than 60%, so I need another EC2 instance need to be get created. Okay. So next. So I also want to get a notification. Create a topic. I will write my email ID here. So I'm creating an alert also to my email. So tagging, I'm not doing anything on tagging part. Say next. Create an auto scaling. Demo scaling 0 to. We click on this and go for instance management. So you have 2 EC2 instance. As per my scaling, desired capacity is 2 and scaling capacity up to 4. So let me see whether my EC2 instances will get increased or not. So based upon the automatic scaling, this is a scaling process which we have created it. So you can create multiple policies, that is called as dynamic scaling policy and predictive scaling policy and schedule scaling policy. You can create a schedule also on particular time. These servers need to be get on and these servers need to be shut off. Like depends upon your application requirement. So if I create a schedule timing, so how many servers need to be get created or how many servers need to be get on or off, so that we can select a schedule, a particular schedule. Okay. So predictive scaling policy is nothing but, so if I say I am going to launch an offer on my website, I am going to create a launch an offer on on 30th of this month, then I can create a policy. Then I can create a policy saying that, so on particular day my schedule need to be run and need to be increase my servers. That is called as predictive policy, predictive scheduling. You can predict and you can schedule a policy, and you can create a particular schedule on particular time. It will be a scheduling policy. So right now I have created a dynamic scaling policy. Okay. No load balancers. Go for instance management. Click any one of the instance. Say connect. RDP. Download remote desktop file. Get password. Password. Go for downloads. Just a minute. Password. So I'm running a tool here to check whether if my CPU policy CPU get increased, will it create another EC2 instance or not? I'm trying to increase my CPU utilization. So I have increased my CPU utilization till how much percent? 99%. Let's see. I should get an email. Yes, see. AWS notification. I got an subscription confirm. Okay. I should get a notification here. CPU percentage is reached 100%. Okay. Why it is not getting used now? The policy is already enabled, but still it's not applicable, like as required to maintain average CPU utilization at 60%. Going up to 70% now. Yeah. See, previously what our desired stage, it was 2. Now we have added one more EC2 instance. So now we have 3 EC2 instance. So desired capacity was changed to 3. Why? Why? Because my CPU utilization went up to 100%. So another EC2 instances has been added. So let us wait for some more time. So another EC2 instance will again, it will be get added if we can increase the CPU here. So we will try to increase the CPU utilization again here. CPU we are increasing the utilization. So automatically the EC instances are getting added. So if you can see this in an activity column. See, activity history, launch a new EC2 instance. The reason is nothing but a new EC2 instances. Alarm got triggered. Policy CPU utilization changed to desired capacity from 3 to 4. Okay. Desired capacity is changed from 2 to 3, and here now it has been changed to 3 to 4. See, updating the policy. You got an email notification also. Auto scaling launch for the group demo scaling 02 and failed to launch. Why it was failed? Okay, it's a limitation. For a limitation, it has been failed. I think we are using a trial account. So see, you can see here status for reason you have requested more virtual CPU that your current VPC virtual CPU limit of 16 allowed for your instance bucket that are specified instance type belong to. So it says that so it was failed to launch another EC2 instance. Why? Because I am using a high level of CPUs. So what I will do is, so I will delete one auto scaling group so that my CPU will be get minimized. See, now desired capacity automatically move to 4. Instance management, you have only 3 right now. You need another EC2. So desired capacity will move to 4, but the instance is not able to launch. Why? Because I have a limitation of my virtual CPU. As I was using an trial account, my virtual CPU limitations. So again, it's tried to launch my another EC2 instance. It got failed. So you can see here in the errors. Activity notification sent to utilization here. It was failed for 3 times, increasing the capacity from 3 to 4. It tried to launch the EC2 instance, but it was failed. I will terminate this one. So today we have done 3 demos, 3 labs. One is our we have created our application load balancer, and we have verified our servers are getting access by creating a target groups, and by using an uh, accessing the website. It's access to another server 1 to server 2, and we have created another server called as server 3, and we have added that server to our target group successfully, and we also demonstrated that we are able to access the site from the server 2 server 3 also. And after that, we have started creating an auto scaling. In an auto scaling, we have done two methods. One is without defining any policy or any dynamic policy. uh, we have configured by using a load balancer, an internal load balancer. We try to demonstrate it. So, and after that, we have created another auto scaling, where we have created a dynamic policy, and the dynamic policy is high CPU utilization, and we have created an alert generation for that. If my CPU reach to a particular extent, an alert need to be get generated. And we also demonstrated that successfully my auto scaling policy is working by increasing the capacity. Okay. See, now you got an fourth instance that is called as in service. So one is called as pending. Still, it is getting initialized, I think. So that's the reason why it's showing as pending. Yeah. See, this is getting initialized, so that's the reason it's showing as pending. Try to refresh. So now we have done scale in. We have two options called as scale in and scale out. Scale in is nothing but horizontal scaling, and scale out is nothing but vertical scaling. So we have we have scale in the servers. Now we need to scale out the servers. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One server is getting terminated. So instances is showing as 5. So what I will do, I will stop my utilization. Then automatically what happened? The scale out should perform. It should reach to my desired stage. So now my CPU utilization is less than 15-20%, less than 60%. Then automatically what happened? Then my CPU need to get decreased. My virtual machines need to be get decreased to my desired stage. So one in terminating, and always 4 are in a service. You can modify your desired stage. So desired capacity is 4 now, and minimum capacity is 2. So now I should get to up to 2. Another 2 should to be get terminated. That will be done perform automatically by auto scaling itself. Let's wait for some more time. So terminating EC2 instance, one EC2 instance. The instance was launched to balance instance in zone with other zone, resulting in more than desired number of instances in the group. And now it's changing the capacity from 5 to 4. You need to check your monitoring your CPU utilization over here. So based upon this graph only, it will these operations will work. Now it came less than 42%, less than 60%. Any questions? I have already two questions. Okay, let's see. Okay. So instance launch. After some time, it will start terminating your EC2 instance. It's taking some lot time. Taking the CPU. Still, the server is using a more than 60%, so that's the reason I think it's not getting scale out. Reboot this machine. So now I started terminating EC2 instance getting terminated now. Should be terminated. I got a notification. Yeah, see now one server started terminating it. So previously we have a 4 servers and one server is started terminating. Then I will have another 3 servers only. Right. We have 3 servers only, and in auto scaling group also we will have 3 servers. Now the desired stage will be moved from 4 to 3. It will take some couple of minutes. Activity in process of terminating one EC2 instance. Why it is getting terminated? Which is moving from 4 to 3. And after that, it will move from 3 to 4. So automatically it scale up your EC2 instance and automatically it's scaling down your EC2 instance based upon the policy and the changes what you have made. So like you have preferred given as a CPU utilization, automatically your CPU utilization high, then automatically your EC2 instance has been increased. And once your CPU utilization comes down, then automatically your EC2 instance is terminating it. So you have 3 EC2 instance. So see, desired capacity was changed from 4 to 3, and after that it will also change from 3 to 2. So till 2 is a minimum capacity, and at least 2 servers require for this your auto scaling. So you can keep one server also. That's not mandatory that you need to keep 2 servers only as a minimum capacity. So you can use one server as a minimum capacity, at least one server as a minimum capacity, and maximum as number of capacity. Okay, you can scale up to 500 servers. That is a default value given by your AWS. You can scale up to 500 servers in a single auto scaling group. Okay. So we will end up the session here. So do you have any queries? Then we will get back. I will get back to you. So do you have any queries, or it's clear so that I can end up the session? Inshallah, tomorrow we will be discussing about AWS backups. So how you are going to create the backups and backup policies, and restoration of your EC2 instance through backup. Yes, Vahid.
Sir, actually, there is a cost involved in that. I mean, as when the traffic is being upgraded, the ECs, I mean, the new auto scaling is allowing for a new ECT instance to launch it, right? And there is a charge for that for a customer. You need to bear for that. So
Yes.
what is the capacity of an each EC2 instance, where in which when the load get up go above that one, it goes to the next EC2. I mean, how should we give a cushion for that? Like as we are mentioning, minimum one and maximum is four. So how should we
Mhm.
understand the capacity of each EC2 instance and based on the load, traffic load which is coming from outside?
Capacity means you are mentioning as uh, the load, or you are referring to a price.
No, because in order to save my costing, I mean, I'm a small company, sir. I don't want to go for four or five servers. So I should understand what is the cap. I mean, whatever the maximum load I get it, I should know it beforehand. I mean, before I go for a maximum server capacity.
that that need to be specified by an application team. So application team will want you to give this answer. So they will define, like, see, what I can say is like, uh, I cannot expect it, right? So that is what the prediction policy, if you can go here in auto scaling.
Because
If
tomorrow, I
you
mean, if the service provider cheats me, like without, I mean, they said because your traffic is going beyond the opted service, opted capacity, so we going to charge for you. So how should we know that what is happening beyond that?
that you that's the reason why I am keeping an alerts to my email. So whenever a capacity, or whenever there is an increase in my scaling group, then automatically an alert will be get generated. That is nothing but you will be get notified. And you have one more policy, like create prediction policy. Here, turn on scaling. So when you want, and scaling need to be turned on. So that is nothing but prediction scaling policy. So turn on the scaling. If switch off, predictive scaling will only forecast capacity and not take any scaling action. Okay. So just you can, if you can, if it is switched off, prediction scaling will only forecast, means you can only forecast, but no scaling action will be taken here. So additional scaling, here you have given 50 CPU utilization as 50 percentage. And so additional scaling settings for how many minutes. So if I say that my EC2 instance need to wait for another 5 to 10 minutes, so after that my scaling will be performed, then that is nothing but my predictive scaling policy, which I can do it. So I can predict my load, and I can scale it. And your question is like, Mohammed, you want an exact picture how I can, what would be the cost involved in it if my scaling goes ups and downs, right?
Yeah, no, not that, sir. I just want to know, like, defining a load, like on each instance. Suppose
Okay.
what exactly is the load that what a single instant can bear it, so that I can plan for a next instance based on the input I get from the service
Yeah,
provider.
that's the load need to be defined by an application. So what type of application you are running on it, so that differs. So that have multiple options or multiple different. See, for example, in our previous slide, we have just used our website only, and that website we have used through our, what you can say, load balancer. So if the application team decides, that application team says that only a particular hits like 50 or 40 hits or 100 hits, 1000 hits for a one server can be serviced for a one time, then that server can be host only 1000 sites on a one EC2 instance. So if you have access more than 1000 sites for a particular server, then automatically the scaling will perform. Here in a dynamic scaling, you can create the scaling policy, like just now I have created for scaling policy for CPU. So in the same fashion, you can scale your process policy for your average network input bits. So how many network input bits are coming in and how many network bits are going out. So application load balance request per uh, count per target. So how many requesters application load balancer is sending a target. So target group is, you need to mention the target group here, and you need to mention that. So how many requesters you are getting received from a particular load balancer. If I say that I am getting 500 request count for a from a one load balancer, then automatically scale my EC2. So like this, you have a dynamic policies. So you can specify the policies, and the policies also can be used on CloudWatch matrix by using a CloudWatch matrix. So CloudWatch matrix is nothing but your logging process. So by using that also you can do that. So it's a CPU utilization and network input and output bits and application load balancers. By these five ways, you can balance your load. So depends upon your load. If you talk about a load, that need to be defined by your application team. Application team need to specify these options. The application team need to provide these options. What would be the load? Either what will be a CPU. So based upon that, you need to make some configuration changes.
All right,
Clear,
sir.
while?
All right, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So we will end up the session here. So if you have any queries, just we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Okay.